Hello, welcome to Reframing Mindset Podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day.
Okay, welcome back to Reframe Myself. Podcast. My name is Constant. On this episode, I talk about the last and the exiting of the company, the last pay and such. Because what happened was that the last pay, boom, it's typical. It's typical like normal pay. But what happened was that what was included, if you listen to the episode, and I talk about all the stuff that I'm lacking with the being in the company, vacation days. So unfortunately, I did not get to use the vacation days. But what happened was that I actually got use. I got them. I got those days paid off. Um, I got those days, I should say, in pay when I actually exited the company. They actually paid me for those days, like I was actually working those days. So that was actually extra stuff that was on the payment for those days. And I guess that is typical. I guess it should be implemented and makes sense. But what also was, what I still can't fully, I understand the use of it, but there's still so many flaws with it. The sick days. So I had, the thing about the sick days is that with each time you get sick, you, that's the thing about the business world now. So where I'm coming from, when I have, when I have sicknesses, I don't usually need to go to the doctor most time to actually alleviate most sicknesses. So you don't need to go to the doctor to get a certificate or such like that. Is so unnecessary most for certain sicknesses. But you depending on how long you're using those sick days, you actually need that from a doctor. You actually need that from a doctor. And then a doctor visit costs money. So you're getting paid for the sick days, but you're actually paying to see the doctor. So it's like, is is the sick day actually a profit? No, no, in a certain sense. But at the same time, if you want to use the sick, you have people that use sick days and just basically use it for like a vacation day, or not like a vacation day, but like a day off work to actually do some stuff, and they go boom and bring a doctor card. But ideally, when I think about it, it's like you're not using the sick days effectively, because the premise of it is has good intent, but the reality of it is in implementing it is, it needs more tweaking. Like it makes sense because what happens is that you have certain sicknesses that just come and that's basically knock you out for like a week or a month or such. And those sick days come in handy then. But yeah, sometimes like where it's just a basic 1 day bad cold day and you just basically just need to take the day. I guess you can actually take the day. Yes, you can take the day and call it a sick day. But the thing is, when I was exiting the company, so so I get the sick day. But the thing about sick day is that it does you do not actually get. When I left the company, I actually did not get a PO for that, and So yeah, that was not a payout. And then what basically what happens is that if the year ends, you basically lose those days. Basically just lose those days as well. So it's like it's just one of those things where it's there and you're happy that you have it. But when you actually think about the benefits and how when you it's like a use it or lose it kind of perk, it kind of forces many people to actually use it in the way that it's not intended to be used. You know. So what I would I maybe consider? I don't know. I said I don't know if it even possible, and I was recommending it. What I was to maybe I don't know, but I would have to when I actually start the business, I would have to actually think about the feasibility of it. Basically, just either convert like a certain point in time, you can basically just convert days, one of those days into a vacation day. That's all. Like if it's becoming at the end of the year, like you're reaching December or such, you can basically just request to convert a day, like a day per week. Per each week, you can basically convert one of those sick days into a vacation day, and then that's how I would actually maybe add it so that you don't get to actually lose all. But if you're actually a person that take cares of your health, it doesn't really it doesn't really negatively affect you, or it's not. I don't want to incentivize the employees to actually fake sick or become sick, because that doesn't make sense. You want to actually live a healthy life as possible. So happening is that you know you want to actually be able to use the benefits of the sick days, but without the incentive of actually using it for the wrong reason. Because the thing about it is that you have to fake it till you make it. You can fake sick till you actually get real sick. I don't want to actually go out there faking sickness and then boom, you get a real sickness and don't want to use it. That's something I'm actually looking into. I said I have no knowledge of the business world in the literal sense, just through the eyes of an employee. So these are stuff that I would actually do. I would actually try to implement from the employee side, going through the experiences of an employee. When I become now the business owner or the CEO, then now I would actually see the back and see the logistics of it, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, it's a good idea when I was an employee, but this is the reason why now. So I guess that would be the change. So you get the experience, the 9 to 5 experience from me being an employee. But what happens is that when I start to implement these things and I'm the business owner now and understand the logistics, then when you become my employee now, you say, okay, why you are implementing those stuff now? Then I can tell you, okay, this is why. This is why. So I actually like that, but this is why we can't do it at this moment. Mm. So that's why you have to really look at things, the perspective. You have to look at things at the perspective, and it's not. And one reason why I say this because it's not a way for you to actually neglect your bad ideas. I know it's not a way to actually neglect the ideas that you have. How I look at it is that you're going to go through these experiences and have your ideas and think about it and implementing it, because that was you know part of science is the imagination. You have to actually imagine certain things, dream about it if it's impossible. But then through the execution, then you learn the reality of what is possible and what is not, and then your limitations. That's what you have to actually think about it. Yeah, that's basically it for this. episode. Thanks for listening and look forward for our next episode. Mhm.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
The value of time. I know what happened was there was an experience that happened to me that basically gives a very good example of this and as to why how important time is and how important choosing the best use of your time can really, if you're a person who want to get more money or such like that or something else, can really t- double double your money or 10x your money or basically do the opposite or do the opposite where basically lessens your money or such. So, back again we're doing the 9 to 5 experience, and what happened is that you have the compens. So I was doing the training in the new department for the new for the